was traveling at this particular time? Because you had to fly down.
There was nobody on the plane. Like each flight, I felt like it was a private jet, dog. Literally going down, it might have been 13 people. Really? Coming back, it was only 9 of us. Like when we got back, the Delta flight. Delta's grounded 80% of their flights. Shit. Some of the flights that I had coming up, they just sent me back credits and whatever else. So,
really?
Like nobody's flying anywhere. I ain't gonna lie, I was looking for something today. I was like, I don't give a fuck, man. I'm getting out of this city. And I looked online and there was nothing going nowhere. Like unless I wanted to go, I don't even know, dude. Like I was thinking Memphis, but I'm like, ain't nothing open. Like
you gonna go down there and be like sitting in a hotel room,
sitting in a hotel, just like I was last week. Just like I was last week, whole goddamn week.
That's crazy.
In a hotel room. So
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me, man, on your birthday. You know what I mean?
Man, I appreciate you offering.
Real rap, yo. I wanted to talk to you because you got a unique situation. Like I know how, like you saying, you want to get out the house and all that. You are in like a reverse situation for most people, because most people are quarantined at home with kids that they usually send the fuck out the house every day, and you like quarantined at home alone, but you normally go out and take care of other people's kids all day.
Yeah.
Do you think you are more frustrated at home because you don't have the kids around?
No, I'm chilling. I'm be honest. This has been the break that I need or needed. And the fact that it's paid makes it even better.
Word.
To be totally honest. Only thing I wish I could do is take care of certain appointments that would have been great to have the time to take care of, but because everything closed, really can't make certain moves that I would love to make. But these past couple of weeks, outside of last week's nonsense with the family, in all honesty, it's just been getting in the crib, anything that needed to be done, taking care of it. Business ideas that I needed to sit back and kind of like go over and make sure that I was looking at it from the right angle. Now I was able to see a couple of things like that's not going to work, or maybe it'll work only if I include this, or if I take this away, or hey, I might need to partner with this particular individual or company or whatever it may be.
Time to kind of reflect more so on different things.
They gave me an opportunity to really just look at where I want to be within the next 5 years or whatever. But this whole break definitely let me know that all the decisions that I've made thus far have definitely been on point. Because I hate to sound like this, but when I'm listening to people cry and complain about paychecks and all of that, it's like y'all know at any time you can lose your job just like you just did. Like maybe now it's that red flag, it's that the fireworks, it's the whatever the hell it takes for people to realize like it's time to start either making investments or saving money or going to learn a trade or a skill that can always be used and is necessary for day to day. Like you can't just be cool all the time.
Right.
A lot of these cool asses is broke asses right now, and then I hate to say it, but like McDonald's, I'm loving it. I
had a similar epiphany as well, as far as finding security in my situation. Like, you know what I mean? It's solidified a lot of same things, decisions that I made in the past, my career decisions and so forth, and not having, because my day to day really hasn't changed much. I'm at home with my kids during the day right now, which I love. I don't really have a problem with that either, because I work overnight, and part of the reason I work overnight is so that I could be home with them in the evenings. You know what I mean? Doing a regular thing anyway. So it's like my day-to-day situation really hasn't changed. It's not affecting my income because I happen to work in one of those areas that, I mean, I got to go to work no matter what.
He's essential.
Yeah, I'm essential. You know what I mean?
I don't want to be essential.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody. I think everybody who thought being essential was gonna be cool is finding out that it ain't as cool as we all thought it was gonna be. I could use a couple days off. Like I'm in the exact opposite situation of like, you know, tired of wishing I was going somewhere. I wish I could. I was tempted to call out last night. Like I don't feel like going in there. You know what I mean? But.
Trust and believe. I totally understand. Yeah. I don't know how it's gonna feel to actually open the business back up. Like I'm be looking at some of these kids like, all right, go ahead. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give you a reason to go back on vacation. Keep playing with me. I'm gonna cough right on you. That way you be like, I got COVID, mom. Yeah, you gotta take him home for 14 more days.
That's crazy. What about the stage? Yeah, is this fucking up too much? You had a joint plan for this month, right?
Yeah. Well, May. So
okay. Oh, it's May. I thought it was April 23rd or something. It's May 23rd. May 23rd. Okay.
I don't know how that's gonna go because it depends on how long.
At this point, it's no telling.
Lasts.
Yeah, it's no telling.
Because I can't really sell tickets. Because people don't know if they can go anywhere.
Right.
Then the couple of people who have purchased tickets, they like, all right, it's cool. Don't worry about it. I understand. So I just put that to the side. But like, just not the not knowing the just waiting, and because we have number 45 as the head coach. Man. Who knows what the hell is going to happen?
It's almost like he's intentionally keeping everybody off kilter. I think he does that anyway. I think that's like his MO as far as like how he runs his administration anyway. Is he kind of like keep people. You never know what to expect. He could say something weird to throw everything all forward.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. But I think with this particular situation, he's definitely keeping us, like, he's making us nervous on purpose. I think
he's exercising his ego and not his common sense. That's what he's doing. In all honesty, I mean. I don't even really listen to him, but returning the rental car the other day, the press conference was on, and just listening to him say stuff like, I'm the president, I can do what I want to do. And then he went into, calling somebody a whistleblower. Then he was like, never mind, he's a fake whistleblower. Wow. And you guys are giving this fake whistleblower air, and somebody should sue his ass. And I'm like, well, national TV? You just yell it out.
Yeah, like, that's what he do. Yep.
Like I was like, yo, this guy is stand-up comedy. None of us is gonna have a job by the time Donald Trump is done because he's used up all of the material that anybody could ever think of.
He do that. That's his main thing. That's how he exonerates himself, by doing things as publicly as possible. And it almost gives the appearance that it can't be anything wrong with this. I'm doing this right in front of you. Like it's like if I'm burglarizing your house while you sitting there watching me and shit. Like.
Yep, pretty much.
If you watch me do it, it couldn't have been wrong, right? But no, dude, that's not how that works.
If you wanted it to stop, you would have stopped.
Right.
Like, I just, it's crazy because I don't wish death on nobody, but I kind of sometimes just wish he would go take a shit like the dude at the end of life. Like I think that would be the ultimate ending to his story.
Just like, all right, there
number
it is.
45
the
took
end.
a shit, and that was where the shit ended. You know what I mean? Like
so
I don't want to. Yeah.
How you handling? Are you writing at all or anything like that? I personally am struggling to write right now.
I don't know why. You write every day on Facebook and Instagram.
I think that might be what I'm doing wrong, because I don't typically go that hard on Facebook.
Stop putting that shit on Facebook and Instagram.
I think that's usually that's my own first piece of advice too.
Yeah, share other people's stuff and throw a little tidbit in it, but don't share it all away. Like I was sitting there the other day thinking about I don't even know why, but I was just thinking about dudes in prison, and I was like, yo, I bet they probably be sharing their chick nudes, trading their chick nudes for noodles. And then it just turned into something. Right. It was just like I just randomly thought of it, and every day I'm just randomly thinking of things like this whole COVID thing. Just remember, prior to COVID, you meet a chick, you like, yeah, baby, I ain't got nothing. Like, I got no protection. Now you got to be like, baby, I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit just took it to a whole nother level.
I used to say, chicks, who was it? Steve Harvey trying to get the chicks to make a dude wait 90 days or something like that. Now even dudes is making chicks wait 2 weeks. You gotta make sure you ain't got no symptoms.
That's it. I mean, she started twerking and she coughed. Oh, yeah, like man. Anybody that cough anywhere at this point, it don't even matter if we just saw you eat a hot buffalo wing and you cough. Dude, we all think you got it. Like
I'm nervous. I'm no more nervous anywhere than I am in my own crib, yo. Like my wife is like on 1,000, bro. I was down here. I was eating something and I took a drink. And shit go down the wrong pipe, and it's like I came back upstairs to the basement, and she was giving me the side eye for the rest of the night. Like I didn't just suddenly.
Because you keep going out the house, because you essential.
Because I'm essential.
Because you essential. Dude. Essentially, they just gonna kill all you motherfuckers. See, what y'all didn't understand was, and see, this is a part of me in my writing and my thinking that I haven't shared, but essentially, they gonna get rid of all of you police officers, firefighters, and everybody else, and then it's gonna be the real Walking Dead, where it's just a couple of criminals, crooks, and everybody else left over. Motherfuckers like me that don't know how to fix shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's not that far off, yo. We really can't. I think 20% of NYPD is out. If we lost 20% of the Philadelphia Police Department, this city really even shit is bad now.
I don't know if it's bad. I ain't seeing nothing. I mean, I came back home, the motherfuckers doing fireworks in the rain. I was like, what are y'all celebrating? It was just like,
they was welcoming you back, yo.
I got off the plane at midnight. We come in the house at 1:15 a.m. and it's fireworks going off. And I'm just like, what the fuck are y'all celebrating? Like, dude, go to bed. Like,
it's so bad right now. You know what I mean? And it seems like it's worse. Because you have the added consideration that ain't even nobody supposed to be outside. Yeah. There was 7 shootings in the city yesterday in a matter of 5 hours. It was like it rained overnight, and like earlier in the day it was a little chilly, still kind of wet, and then it got nice as shit, and motherfuckers just started shooting at each other. And in a matter of 5 hours, it was like 7 shootings. Like that on a normal day in Philadelphia to find out we got 7 shootings is kind of like, it's 75 degrees outside. Yeah, motherfuckers are shooting. But when you consider everybody's supposed to be in the fucking house.
But that's the problem. Everybody don't have a house. You tell everybody to go in the house. Everybody don't have a house.
I'm not buying that, yo. I'm not buying that, yo. You know what? You know why I'm not buying that?
Out here sneaking around with other people's women and all this stuff, and now that nigga home. You know what I'm saying? Like
I only reason to a certain degree I dig that to a certain degree, but the motherfuckers is out here doing and shooting and shit. They got somewhere to be. They got somewhere to stay.
Man, don't nobody want them. They know they shooters.
Man, this ain't the city.
Grandma said, "I'm over it. You are not putting my house up. You ain't putting my house up no more to get none of you motherfuckers out of jail."
This is a hell of a time for motherfuckers to get scared straight about who the shooters is around them, because under normal circumstances, don't nobody give a fuck what you with to in this town. In my personal and professional experience, these motherfuckers that sit on the step with the shooter right after the shooting and look at you like they don't know nothing. That shit is crazy. But I think that's the reason why it seemed like it's so bad.
But niggas know the shooters got the COVID. They ain't letting them in the house. Not only do you got the shit, But now you got this shit. So you gonna pull it. You know what I mean? If we try to put you out, you gonna kill us.
Well,
you know
if that's the case, then
plus most of the shooters probably got access cards, so that way we keep the fridge full or whatever. You know what I mean? So,
if the shooters all got the COVID, then this shit should all be over with in a couple of weeks because they gonna be in the hospital.
They just coughing and shooting. That's why they shooting all the wrong people.
That's why they missing.
That's why they missing. Oh damn it! You know what I mean?
Oh man.
Yeah. The shooter shit is definitely crazy. My little cousin's best friend out in Chester, 7-year-old son just got shot in the face. Was it yesterday or the day before? And it's like, yo,
in Chester?
First and foremost, yeah, why is he outside?
That was your people's, the little kid.
Yeah,
wow,
that's family. So you know what I mean? I'm like, why was he even outside? Again, it goes back to that situation. But I do get it that, you know, the CDC and the government and everybody's saying, you know, try to at least, if you got a yard, if you have this and the third, go outside, take a walk, but then come back in the house. Just stay distant from people. Yeah. So I get it, you know what I mean? But
nah, motherfuckers
these Negroes
outside.
Is not just outside. They you know, I stopped past my mom's house yesterday just to make sure she was all right. You know, make sure, you know, plus we had a small business meeting we need to take care of. Okay. And I need to look her in her face. Like, my mother's one of them people where I can't do it over the phone because she'll be doing 30 other things and ignoring me. So I got to, like, get her and hold her. And, like, you know, I mean, so, but I'm sitting there on the porch talking to her, and we 6 feet apart, but her neighbors is, like, setting up the grill and putting the table out. And I'm just looking like, you niggas get ready to party.
Ready to party, yeah.
It's nice outside, you know what I mean? So, you know, I get it. Everybody's tired of being in the house.
Yeah.
You can have the cabin fever. But here's the one thing, and it's funny because, and I should have screenshotted the picture from yesterday. Right. But there was the picture because I literally moved into the house that I'm in now. It's been 7 years now I've been here. And I moved in on it's been 8 years. On my 30th birthday, I worked, I redid the house, whatever. And when I put it together, I took the picture of my house. It's so relaxing. And I don't understand for the life of me how you have a home, an apartment, whatever, but you don't put it to where your home should be your sanctuary. Like, you should, situations like this shouldn't even bother you because you should be able to go into your house. Yeah. You should have, I don't care if it's just a nook.
Just
where
you
can burn a candle, put on the music that you like, or just sit in peace. Yeah. Like, or you can just grab a book, or you can just lay down and go to take a nap. You know what I mean? Even if it turns into an extended one. You know, but people's homes are so not their place of peace. Yeah. And you wonder why when they go outside, they don't even they can't find peace in anything.
Anywhere. Yeah.
They don't even live in peace. Yep. Like, I live in peace. Like, my office, I mean, if you look behind me, it's shirts everywhere. But this is my office. This is where I create. So it's going to be madness. Like, nobody's workspace is ever super clean unless you eat on it. Or you work with numbers that's on the computer. Right. You know what I'm saying? But then you probably got papers everywhere. But at the end of the day,
if that's what you find solace in, then it whatever's around you in the room is a part of that. You know what I mean?
It's a part of that. Yeah.
I get that. No, I mean that's one of the things I've realized about my house, and it's like everybody's pretty much got like their own floor in here. Which is which is awesome, you know what I mean? Because I spend most of my time in my basement. I'm watching TV, I'm recording the podcast, I'm editing. You know what I mean? My kids are on the main floor where the kitchen is, so they can get to the food. You know what I mean? Everybody just, so when we all come together, it's not like we haven't all been in each other's face all day. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
And
it's my wife has her office. She has her office space. I got mine. We convene in the front room. You know what I mean? Ozark has been great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you digging that, yo?
You know what I mean? I like it.
Yeah. It's a good show. It's a good show.
We're episode 2 of season 2, so we're about to go to 3. But you know, I'll probably watch that. She actually making breakfast right now.
That's what's up.
She told me. Yeah, so go ahead and do what you got to do.
I had motherfuckers up in arms because I think Ozark is better than Breaking Bad. Like, a lot better.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think it is as well. And it's funny that I'm getting to do like a shirt or something that say I am I'm the bird, man. Like, yo, he's come
Marty
home.
Bird.
I'm Marty Bird. Like, I'm Marty Bird because I really have always thought, like, yo, people make their own decisions, and I can't really get upset or be mad at that or live my life by that. And the fact that that's like his way of
that's
doing
his MO,
things, and I'm like, yo, that's been me, but a little different just because I listening to the world. But now I'm listening to Marty Bird.
Right.
Like, he's my new hero. I'm about to get a picture of him on the wall.
I love that character. I've become a Jason Bateman fan in general. Ever since Hancock. I've been a big fan of his stuff in general. The Outsider on HBO. You get a chance to check that out?
Nah, I haven't.
All right. Well, he's involved in that show too. It's based on a Stephen King book. He's only in the first couple of episodes, and he directed the first episode, and it's fucking incredible. I think he directed the first episode of this season of Ozark too. He when he does like your opening show, the opening episode or something, he's actually really, really dope. And but the character he plays, Marty Bird, I like him because he's always, like you said, if you just give him a couple minutes to think through the shit, he gonna handle it, and he never freak out. What I like. He never freak out. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I like that because when one man had the gun to his head and that paper fell out of his pocket, he was like, "Look,
hey,
let me tell you something." And I think just based on the fact that he didn't do anything, like he was doing his job. He came in to do a job. I'm going to do my job. This is my job, and that's it. And it goes into that. Hey, people make decisions. Hey, my man made a decision to skim off the top or whatever he was doing. And even though Bo, when you found out that he was really fishing, ain't have nothing, he still was like, look, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But look, I need this job and I need my family to be alive. my only concern with the whole show is them damn kids, man. I just want to punch that little girl in the mouth. Oh, man.
I think that's one of the things that I think is needed. I mean, you're still in season 2, so you still got a little ways to go. But if there's nobody on the show that you hate, the show's not doing their job. You know what I mean? Like if on Game of Thrones, they're Joffrey Baratheon. If you
never seen an episode,
I have a hard time. You know why I have a hard time recommending people watch the show now? Because I've seen how it ends, and it's almost like a waste of time. Prior to last season, I would have said, yo, you have to check it. But at this point, I don't even believe that anymore because it just comes to such a screeching halt and a smack in the face. It's like, all right, never mind.
I was told everybody was upset, but I've never. I know it's about like dragons and shit, but I don't know nothing else.
Nah,
I didn't have cable at the time.
Yeah, I won't even give it that much more breath anymore, just because the way they decided to end it. I tell you what, I would say is if you dove into like the YouTube content about the show, that stuff's pretty dope because it's still based on the book and the way it's better than the way they ended the show. But what Game of Thrones did really well was it gave you characters that were so fucking such horrible individuals that you hate them, like you hate the kids on Ozark. Like that's a huge.
Yeah, I hate that little girl.
Yeah, she's a major pain in the ass. Yeah.
My favorite Ruth. Outside of Marty Bird, I love Ruth. Like
with
Ruth,
the oodles and noodle hairdo and shit. Yeah.
That's what people don't understand. Like Ruth is ruthless. Like I think it probably was like, we need a ruthless character. Well, what do we name her? And it worked. It works. Like she's a beast. When that stripper broad said that shit to her, she what?
She went off on it. Yeah.
She was straight. She was straight kidding for that. I mean,
that's good shit. Yeah, that's what's up. But, so you did the your live podcast. Now is that how regular of a thing is that going to be? What you plan on doing with that?
All right. So what does depression look like? The idea now, after the first one just being me with dialogue, the idea now is to find a couple of people who wouldn't mind discussing their own personal situations, just so that the world can see depression. They're not suffering by themselves. Gotcha. Period. A lot of people that I've talked to who deal with depression, have had it, are fighting through it. Some of them are winning. They don't want to be a bother to anyone else because they feel like nobody else is really going through this. Why is it just me? Stop. You're a liar. It's damn near everybody. Anybody at any given time can become depressed. Some people just go there and never return. Like they don't stop the train. They don't pull the cord on the bus. They don't get off. They just keep riding through it. Right. But there's passengers, aka people you encounter day in and day out, who you can talk to, who you can say, hey, I'm feeling this. It almost goes into what we would quote unquote call corny, but when you have people say stuff like, when you said that to me, it made me feel. That sounds so corny, but let's just be clear. If I made you feel a way, you need to tell me, because if you don't, I don't know to stop. Right. You know what I mean? And that's just a small piece of it. When I started talking in relation to, because I just really started just random seemingly, but it was kind of plotted because I know how I want to segment it out. But when I spoke to my cousins, it was 4 of them down there in Georgia, and we were like, yo, even though there's no T in African American, I bet you could scramble them letters up and spell the word trauma. Right. Like we live, hold on, and just accept trauma. Oh yeah. And then it causes pain later on in life that a lot of us have never spoken about. Like I found out one of my cousins was molested as a kid, and then when he told me about who, I'm looking like, for real? Wow. Why you ain't say something? Didn't want to be a burden. Didn't know if anybody would even believe me. And then I started reading and writing, and I'm thinking to myself, when I was teaching, and still now when I talk to parents at my child care center or whatever, I discuss this thing which is so major, toxic stress. If you just had a newborn baby and you and your husband, I'm talking about a woman, just had a baby, you and the husband, or her and the husband rather, are yelling and screaming over top of this baby's head. Right. You're causing stress to a brain that can't process it. So when we look at some of these kids and we're wondering why, gunshots just went off and they just sitting there. They used to noise and violence and just utter chaos. They're used to it. So when you think about simple stuff like, if a fat kid is in school and everybody keep calling him fat boy and fat ass and this, that, and the third, and he's asking them to stop. And he even says to an adult, like, I don't like it when they call me this. And then they're like, oh, you be all right, big fella. You just did it.
Yeah, you just did it too.
You just did it too. Yeah. So how do I trust to tell you that Mr. Jackson has been playing with my penis? And I'm a kid. I can't even get you to call me by name. Right. Right. So how do I trust that you're going to believe or even do what's right when I can't even get you to do the number one thing I need, which is just call me my damn name? Right. How many people out here with nicknames and there ain't nothing positive about the nickname? You know what I'm saying? Like I had to sit there and think about it, and again, I thank God, I think my mother, I thank my father for what they've instilled in me and how I was able to translate that to my 2 brothers. So a lot of stuff didn't really bother me because I had this foundation of love, compassion, listening, ability to ask questions. If they didn't have an answer, all right, let's figure it out together. Let's go research it, whatever. A lot of people do not have that. That's just straight up and down honest. So when my cousin used to call me Chub Rock and all of these different things, I'm like, dude, my name is Paul. Right. Just call me Paul. And he just decided that was just going to be what he'd do. I guess it felt cool for him to have a nickname for me. And the only one I really didn't like, only nickname I really didn't like, because I just didn't think it made sense, is Paulie Paul. Just call me Paul, jackass. You know what I'm saying? So, so if anything were to transpire that I needed to talk to him about, I probably wouldn't have.
Right.
Because you don't even have respect enough for me to just call me by my goddamn name. Right. Or at least give me a nickname that I won't. You know what I'm saying? Or that I
call me what I want to be called.
Yeah, like give me something that actually fits. Like Chubb Rock, okay, I'm fat, nigga. What you want me to do?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like at that point in my life, I played football. God damn it, I was on the line. I was a linebacker. I didn't want to be super bony.
Yeah, I'm going to be big.
I needed to be bigger than so. You know what I mean?
Give me time to figure this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So but shout out to him, whatever prison he at right now. I hope they call you by your name, nigga.
Man. Hey, you watching. They all got phones in there.
Yeah, I know. I know they do. But yeah. So I'm pretty much going to break down the various phases of depression.
Okay.
How people deal with it. Give out resources. Ask people to speak. Because that can be healing for them.
Right.
Try my best to partner with somebody. Like I mean, after I didn't know how many people watched it, but then I come to find out that it was actually like a good 25 people, and 10 of them sent me crazy resources, and I was like, "Ooh, dope!" So I'm gonna start the next one out with that. But that's gonna be that. What does depression look like? Cuzzin Paul. Just be a continuum, serious, have it, go on as often as I will.
Continue to do it via the live streams for now.
Via the live streams, and if it gets to that point where I need to sit down in a space with people, if it grows to that, then it grows to that.
Okay.
But I know my problem, and the reason why I kind of delay a lot of stuff is I don't think small.
Right.
I don't. Like I automatic. Even down to what I'm getting segue into. I should have been started the podcast. I should have been did all these things, but I see a studio and I see a table and I see all these things. And until I get all of those elements, sometimes I delay my own self in getting stuff done. So Monday, I'm just gonna start my podcast, Tomfoolery.
All right.
Tomfoolery, man. Just a way to have fun, tell some jokes, similar to this right here. Yeah. Get some people to call in, FaceTime, ask I was gonna definitely ask you, probably Jackie Wills because he ain't got no teeth now. That'd just be funny to look at. And I'm gonna go with a couple of people who I know I've never really dealt with, so that way we can just do a little dialogue, probably like 4 or 5 questions. Yeah. Let everybody kind of like the joint around the horn where they got like the 10 questions. Oh, you're not a big sports guy, but it's literally like they have like 10 topics or whatever, and everybody get like 2 minutes to say their piece.
Okay.
Bang, 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 and it could be funny, it could be serious, it could be whatever. Yeah. But it's tomfoolery. Like we're all gonna just have a good time.
That's what's up.
Enjoying just whatever. And when I get that done, it'll be once a week, and that's it. And I had all that equipment, so I know. Well, if I gotta put my gloves on and my face mask and come by so you can hook it up and show me how to work it.
Yeah, ain't no big deal. I got you. That's automatic. It ain't no thing at all. But that's good to know. I'm looking forward to that. That's good shit. But thank you, man, for calling in today, man. I appreciate it. Once again, happy birthday.
Thank you.
38,
bro.
Old
I know
head,
I'm younger than you.
Old head. My young old head.
The only thing old on me is these damn hairs need to be trimmed, man.
You know what, man? You gotta embrace them, man.
Who should be essential? Barbers. Barbers should be essential. Nah. Right now, I'd pay 100.
You see, one boy just died. I think yesterday. Yeah, he was doing home visits. He was doing house calls, and he contracted
too much.
He contracted that shit, and he just passed away.
He was doing too much, man. Like you gotta be smart about it, man. You gotta know your customers. Stop chasing the dollar.
Can't go everywhere. Yeah,
You
can't go everywhere, can't do
money,
everything.
Man. If I can leave anybody with anything, and don't cut this part out yet. Stop chasing money. People, money has legs that are longer than the earth can handle, and you will never catch it. Can't. You know what I mean? Like, if he wanted to do anything, and this is the God's honest truth, he could have, fixed people's blades at this point, or did tutorials on how to cut yourself while you're in the house and then cash that. You know what I'm saying? And you'd have been cool once it's over. So now, if you're a barber and you was chasing money like that, and I hate to say this because I don't know him, God rest his soul, but anybody who's passed away from this chasing bread, if you ain't had no money and you was chasing it, who the fuck paying for that funeral? All right, y'all, I'm out. I ain't going no further. You know what I mean? Because obviously you ain't got it. You know what I mean? Now you're going to force the rest of us to go out here and get COVID to bury your ass? Let me tell you something. Anybody in my family get it and they die, we cremate you.
That's
$675. We call it Medicaid. We're going to figure it out.
Real rap.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know what I mean? We weren't coming around that body. A dead body still got that shit on. We can't have a funeral for 4 weeks. Get the fuck out of here.
Go through the incubation stage and shit. Just go ahead and burn that thing, man. That's crazy.
I can see morticians now. He died from what?
No, holla at me in a month. No, y'all hold on to that.
Put the body on ice. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's crazy.
Or we just throw some acid on it.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks again.
Definitely. Appreciate you.
We're gonna do this again. We need to talk anyway, so I can help you get squared away for your thing. So we'll do that. To everybody else that's watching, I appreciate y'all for checking us out. I check y'all on the next one. And whatever you do good first. All right? Peace.